Hello everyone, this is Anand here, your anchor from the Hare Krishna TV, and today we are here in ISKCON Convention Center, one of the most vibrant ISKCON centers in Bangalore. This ISKCON Convention Center has around 300 devotees in its congregation circle and is managed very systematically by 15 teams under one head. There is also a beautiful ISKCON temple coming up, adjacent to this structure. And today we are very blessed to have the head of the ISKCON Convention Center, that is His Grace Narahari Chaitanya Prabhu. We'll be having a lot of questions and answer session with him, but before that, let's see a video wherein he says how he has come into Krishna consciousness.
Hare Krishna. So I'm just speaking about my journey in spiritual life in ISKCON. I came in touch with devotees in 1970. I saw them around, but actually I met them personally in 1984. So I was sitting on the steps of a Hanuman temple. It was late night and some devotees were distributing books, and one devotee approached me and asked me to buy a book. So I was sitting with my another friend. So both were inquisitive, but we didn't buy the book. But instead we asked him some relevant questions. So when I asked the relevant questions, that devotee was very, very inspired. And he asked, why don't you come to our center? So reluctantly we went along with the devotee to the center. So after going to the center, we saw a foreign devotee who was giving a class on Bhagavad Gita, and that actually struck my heart. It was very, very inspiring. So after the class, I sat with the devotee and I wanted to know more about. So at that time he was explaining, and one of the questions I asked him was, what is that social service you do for the humankind? And to my surprise, the way he answered me, I was so impressed, I would not move from there. So the question I asked him about social service, he says we do the best social service. We transform people actually to become a gentleman. So many types of services many people are doing, but transforming people from goodness to super goodness. So that was most catchy for me. That is like he said, we are making gentlemen. So that was a Sunday, we had prasad, and after that every Sunday till today I have never missed any Sunday. So gradually I picked up two books. One was Science of Self-Realization, and I completed almost within a month. And after going through the Science of Self-Realization, many doubts were cleared, and my path to spiritual progress had already started beginning. But still, I was not very convinced about Srila Prabhupada, and by chance, the biography of Srila Prabhupada came into my hand. So I took that book and I started going through that book, and for next 3 days I would not leave that book at all. So after completing that book, I understood, oh, he is the person whom I'm actually looking for. Then when I came back to the temple, I paid obeisance to Srila Prabhupada, and the journey started. Actual journey started. And I would relate everything with Srila Prabhupada. So in that process, I have come a long way. It's almost 32 years. I have never looked back. So in the process of this journey, many people have come in my life and given me the direction and consolidated my path to spiritual understanding. And today I have no regrets. I'm fully convinced this is the only path. And I would also look in that many more people to take up to this process of God realization, that is Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
So that is indeed a very beautiful experience. Thank you, Prabhuji, for telling us how you came into Krishna consciousness. And a couple of questions more, maybe our Hare Krishna viewers want to know is, you've been in this mission for decades. So what is the most remarkable experience you've had in the Krishna consciousness movement?
The most remarkable experience is, every day it happens, but to tell you to the point is when I heard Bhagavad Gita recitation from a foreign devotee, and he's explaining, pronouncing so nicely and explaining, and most of it, the most important thing about that is the way of his explanation is touching the heart, and even I relish it even today. That's the most remarkable experience when I came into this movement. There are many foreigners who have been doing this.
That's really nice. So the next question would be, what is that you like the most in the Krishna consciousness movement?
You're talking about the devotees there, or you're talking about the...
Everything, the essence you love the most?
Everything is good in ISKCON, and it's very natural, and whatever they do it with heart, and their compassion to bring people to out of this miserable situation. In the sense, people don't know what exactly is misery, even though they are in miserable condition. But the way these people communicate, make them understand, and bring them up, that is something stunning. And their simplicity, and even though they're very highly educated, and they are down to earth, whatnot.
So, what according to you, Prabhuji, is the misery a common man faces in this world?
The main misery is birth, death, disease, and old age.
Okay.
And that is, in normal education, we don't have an education which talks about these things.
Okay.
And Prabhupada highlighted that in the Bhagavad Gita, which even Krishna himself explains that. So that is well understood and communicated in our movement. Yeah.
So birth, death, old
disease,
age.
old age.
Okay. So these are the four miserable conditions you see that common man faces. And the solution to this is?
Through understanding the knowledge of Gita, Krishna explains how we can overcome that.
So that is really inspiring. And I would also want to know that apart from having 300 devotees here in the ISKCON family, you also have your own small family. So how do you manage between your personal life and your spiritual life? How do you keep the pace going? How do you keep up the pace?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question you asked, and it is this question is relevant to every devotee. So what matters, we should understand is Krishna conscious life is a more inclusive life, and our family life is a part of it. So unless we realize that it is very difficult to, then we'll always be concentrated on us. So just like when we think of our own self, then it gets extended to the family, it gets extended to the society, then to the country, to the state. In the same way, we have to understand that we are not just limited to our family alone. It has to extend to the family of the whole country as such, and to the world. So Prabhupada explained that. So that doesn't mean that we neglect the family of our own. No. It is the family life, Krishna conscious actually life complements the family life. You have to prioritize the time what you have. It's just like a family. I can just think of myself. I have to think of my wife, my kids. In the same way, it gets extended. So certainly it is not a problem when you prioritize the time and when you see the necessity that you have to be part of the world. You can't be just part of your own family.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Krishna consciousness as a whole, the devotees, the ISKCON, you say, are again one family, and our own family belongs to that.
Yeah, it's a subset
of that.
Correct. It is called as Vasudeva Kutumbam. So that includes everyone.
Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, including animals, including plants, everything. We are not just limited to.
So this movement is for all the beings.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's That's really nice. And also, we have known that there is a beautiful temple, ISKCON Convention Center temple coming up here, just adjacent to the structure. So, anything on the new upcoming project?
Our founder Acharya, he had a vision where the whole world would live in. So he started many branches all over the world. He started from in America and it went around all over the world. So within 11 years, he had almost 108 centers established. So not just temples, it was communities, it was educational institution and all that. So what we would like to bring up here is, we have many temples also ISKCON in Bangalore, but ICC, we are looking at more of a cultural education. We want to educate people on the Vedic culture. So we are coming up with an auditorium, more seminar halls. Of course, temple also is included in that. We would like to cater to all kinds of people, right from young, just like we have a children program. They start from 6 years old. So we have up to the old age. So we have all kinds of teachings and programs for all kinds of ages. So we are sitting in a hub of educational institutions around. There are many engineering, other colleges here. At the same time, we are also among the residential people around here, many residents. So we are trying to blend our education in such a way that we can reach to everyone.
Okay.
So it could be through debates, it could be through dances, it could be through seminars. So we are looking at an inclusive growth, because education today is talked about making money, but not creating a good human being. So we are looking at that. So this center will cater to all such kind of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that also means, I think that are you trying to say that education without Krishna Bhakti is more or less, useless, or does not help the common man in general?
Yeah, I mean, the point is, I'm not talking about exactly Krishna consciousness, it's a question of God consciousness. Because whenever there is a difficulty, when you are not able to solve the problem, you will go to somebody or the other.
Yes.
It could be Ganesh temple, it could be a church, it could be a mosque, it could be. So we are not telling we are the only one, but we are also one of the means. You can come, but you have a variety. So you can judge by that. Yeah.
Okay, that's really nice. And also Prabhuji, there's one question that you've been in this mission for long, and it is very difficult to find people nowadays who stick to something for a long time. You see a lot of people here, working professionals, they switch from one company to other, where the entire mission is to make money. That's the motive. But you've been continuing in Krishna consciousness for so long. So what is the thing which has inspired you the most, which has kept you going in Krishna consciousness?
Yeah, very interesting question, and it's very relevant. Yeah, what keeps going is when somebody gives you that kind of love. We don't get detached from my parents, because the love and affection, that matters. In the same way, our founder Acharya has given such a wonderful philosophy, and at the same time an activity to relate with it. It's not just a philosophy, it is an experience. So that experience gives me the life every day. That keeps me going. That's why I've never seen back. Since 32 years I'm in this movement, but I've never looked back. Every day is a new day. So that love and affection what I get, that is the binding force.
So you've been in Krishna consciousness movement for the past 32 years and continuing with the same inspiration, same love. That is something which is really beautiful and which is really nice to hear. And also I have known from the devotees here, I was just speaking to a couple of them outside while they were having prasadam, that initiation is one of the most awaited things in ISKCON. So who is your spiritual master and what has inspired you to accept initiation from him?
Yeah, the initiation process, it is initiated by Krishna himself. So when I read Srila Prabhupada books, I felt Srila Prabhupada is my spiritual master. But as I went on deeper and deeper, I understand Prabhupada said you should approach a spiritual master living. So in that process, then I came across His Holiness Jayapatak Maharaj, who has been in this movement. I have been seeing him almost since 32 years at that. And his commitment and his love and affection for his Guru and for this society and his tireless traveling all over the world, preaching, really inspired me. And that's the reason I took initiation from him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So also, sir, we see here that a lot of preaching activities going on. We see there are different teams, who very beautifully manage the preaching activities as well as the management activities. So how do you approach these different teams and how do you manage them?
Well, as I said earlier, Srila Prabhupada has given everything in his book, the instructions and a managerial. He was a very good manager. So in that is very clear empowerment and delegation. I have just taken that up and worked on that and extended. So I have almost 15 people who are working tirelessly, and I just be a part of them. It's not that I'm directing them or anything. I just be one among them and try to take this. So in this way, we are more friends more than managers.
Okay. So you just now said that you are a temple president and you are also their friend. So this multiple personality, you are a good preacher, you are a temple president, you also sing. Which is the service you like the most?
Well, everything is good, but I would pick on preaching around the world because Prabhupada did that. So management I can go on for a long time. So better to have more delegated people joining us, and I would prefer to preach more, travel more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So preaching is the essence,
Yes.
I have to say.
Yeah.
So, sir, in today's time we see that it is very tough to have lots of people work together. There are a lot of fights, a lot of clashes, because everyone has their personal motive. On the contrary, I see here in ISKCON people working in a very, in a very nice way, together. So, my question is, how would you inspire them to work selflessly towards one goal?
Yeah, certainly this is the cause of the problem, catastrophe which is there all over the world. But leaders have to learn from other leaders. So you have to make more leaders. So when I was communicating, when I was working under other leaders, I was very keen on how they do it. So in the process, I am just following them and trying to see that what I can do. So by serving the position, not becoming the position is the crux matter. Once you take up a leadership and you start engaging as though you are directing them, that's a problem. But when you engage them, when you delegate them, and when you become part of the system, they will never see you as a leader, but they see you as a friend. So that's the success what Srila Prabhupada taught and what my spiritual master Jayapatak Maharaj also did. So I am going in the same way.
That's really nice. And in doing this, who do you see as the role model?
Oh, I see. There are many role models for me in ISKCON. Many have come in my life. But certainly I would give the credit to His Holiness Jayapatak Maharaj, because since 32 years I have been under his guidance. And looking at him, not I spend a lot of time with him, but through his actions, through his lectures, I could grasp, and that's carrying me forward. That's the great inspiration. He's the one who is really like a rock behind me for this project.
Yes, that's indeed. I see that, things going successfully here. I'm sure Jayapatak Swami Maharaj, your spiritual master, must be doing really good.
Mm-hmm.
And now this brings me to a last question, that what are your future aspirations?
Future aspirations, certainly I don't want to be here as a continuing as manager or leader. I would like to share my experiences, travel all over the world and motivate more and more people to take up Krishna consciousness. Recently I had traveled to US and I felt there is a lot of Indian preachers to go and help them, because many of the Indians who are all there, they are earning lots of money. and they are going to different places for realizations. But certainly we can do a lot of work there. So I am looking in that direction.
That's really nice. We see a lot of devotees in ISKCON who actually aspire to preach around the world, and that is something very amazing which I see amongst all the devotees in ISKCON. The preaching, they really believe that preaching is the essence. So we are very thankful to you, His Grace Narahari Chaitanya Prabhu, for giving your time, giving your valuable time, and answering these questions. I'm sure a lot of viewers of Hare Krishna TV will be inspired and will come forward to serve the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Hare Krishna.